taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Many people, after they've been in a couple for some time, will privately admit that they are, in many ways, frustrated and disappointed by the person they've chosen to share their lives with. If pressed for details, they will have no difficulty coming up with a list. Their partner, they might complain, is too loyal to their irritating family, or doesn't share their views on the layout of the living room, or never wants to go on camping holidays, or plays tennis every Wednesday evening no matter what, or doesn't like Moroccan food, or doesn't share their enthusiasm for 19th century Russian novels, or has a habit of adding actually to every second sentence when it's actually redundant. As the list gets longer, they sigh. They still love their partner, and they long to be happy together. It's just that it seems impossibly complicated to make this relationship work. What's driving the frustration is not that they've sadly fallen for an idiot as a mate. It's rather that we have all inherited needlessly complicated ideas of what a relationship is supposed to be for. We are told that love is meant to involve the almost total merger of two lives. We expect that a loving couple must live in the same house, eat the same meals together every night, share the same bed, go to sleep and get up at the same time, only ever have sex with, or even sexual thoughts about each other, regularly see each other's families, have all their friends in common, and pretty much think the same thoughts on every topic at every moment. It's a beautiful vision, but a hellish one too, because it places an impossibly punitive burden of expectation on another human. We feel the partner must be right for us in every way, and if they're not, has to be prodded and cajoled into reform. But there is another perspective. Relationships don't have to be so complicated and ambitious if we keep in view what in the end actually makes them fulfilling. If we boil matters down, they might really just be three essential things that we want from a lover. Firstly, kindness. A partner who is gentle with our imperfections and can good-humouredly tolerate us as we are. Secondly, shared vulnerability. Someone with whom we can be open about our anxieties, worries, and the problems that throw us off balance. Someone we don't have to put on a good front for. Someone around whom we can be weak, vulnerable and honest, and who will be the same around us. Thirdly, understanding. Someone who is interested in and can make sense of certain obscure features of our minds, our obsessions, preoccupations.
Man, those three things he just asked for. How many people are really adroit at providing shared vulnerability,
Right.
understanding, and kindness? Most of our kindness is wrapped or couched in pretense.
Right.
We're being kind because we know kindness has a payoff.
Right.
Most people are not kind for the sake of kindness.
Most people are not kind.
At all. Just, oh, this is heavy. Leroy, can you get back in here and finish beating up Tony? Because you was putting hands on him. I had to call a quick standing eight.
I could keep going. I could keep
Tony
going.
was in the corner and he wasn't fighting back, so I had to step in for a second.
we teach and learn together. We teach and learn together. Tony is incredible, amazing, and awesome in his own right, and what he has given us so far is extremely valuable. The only thing that I would go back to is that some of the language of the ceiling language in terms of all, as opposed to most and many, or the word can't with the hard k and t, right? That says people in almost unable to do, right? I would question that in terms of as opposed to extremely difficult would be more accurate.
It's the same.
There's no true love without sacrifice, and there's no appropriate love without discipline.
And I'm gonna tell you this:
okay.
If your significant other doesn't want to sacrifice in order to deepen the bond, they don't love you.
Agreed. So let me do this. I can't do something, and it's difficult to do something, right? One speaks to ability, and one speaks to desire, right? And what I'm saying is there are most people can't do things because they lack the desire, and because of that, they never achieve the ability. They never achieve the competency. And I think it's not fair for us to give people false hope and say that if you do this, you could do that. That's not true. Because even if I give you all of the resources that you need in order to accomplish a task, it still relies on desire. Not only that, we have to feed people where they are, which is the basis of my whole argument. Let's say that...
But you don't want to feed people.
No, I didn't say I don't want to feed people. I just said not everyone deserves to be fed. That's the difference.
You said that.
And I stand on it.
So your whole argument is couched in elitism.
No, it's not. You're
basically saying these people are flawed spiritually. They don't deserve to be happy in relationships.
No.
They deserve diet love.
No, that's because that's all that they can take.
They can muster.
Right. That's all that they can, So, for instance, Leroy, let's say, God forbid, I was to lose all of my teeth, all right? But
wow.
I crave a steak. Now, my teeth are going to get fixed in 3 months. I got an appointment. They're going to put all my teeth back in my head. What you're saying, Leroy, is that all I need is will, all I need is resources, all I need is opportunity, and just a strong desire, and I can eat that steak.
Yes.
No, I don't have any teeth. Let me finish, Leroy. Leroy, hold on,
Leroy. Leroy, hold on. Hold on, Leroy. Let him finish his thought, and then I'll come right back to you.
I didn't know I was interrupting.
Until I get those teeth, my desire will not match my capability. So I have to be fed in the interim. So in the interim, I'm going to have to eat something that doesn't require teeth. I'm going to have to lower my expectations and consume what I can.
Until you get to where you need to go.
Exactly.
I got you.
Now, I may get to that appointment and decide, you know what? I'm good with the oatmeal. I'm good with the Ensure. I'm good with drinking. I don't even want steak no more. So don't give me the teeth. Does that mean I no longer eat? No, it means that I have made a decision, that I have reached the zenith of my capability and my desire, and that's where I need to stay. You telling me you can do more doesn't do anything for me if I don't believe it and I don't want it. So that's what I'm saying. It is intellectually dishonest to tell people you can achieve an agape love.
So you're saying most people deserve diet love?
Absolutely, because that's what they want for themselves.
Leroy, do you believe that? Do you believe that most people deserve bootleg, saccharine-laced love? What?
I mean, it seems like, you know what's crazy? He's saying these things out of love, and then he's discounting the very love space that he's offering them from. I mean, what is this, man?
I'm being benevolent, not loving.
I mean, brother, I told you, I gave you my definition of love is rooted in one of the most ancient conceptions, which is the tilling of the ground. Most people don't like tilling no ground, but they want to enjoy the fruit that comes from the tree and the plant And you see, they want the flower, they want the fruit, so they're willing to put the work in to get it.
So let me stop you, Leroy.
Are
let
you
me
suggesting
jump in
that
here.
we wouldn't have trees without a ground being tilled?
Let me jump in here. Leroy, you're saying, which I agree wholeheartedly, you're saying from the oldest, most ancient concept around love, meaning it's a garden tool used to till the ground, you're saying love is really rooted in sweat equity and sacrifice.
Come on.
Is that what you?
And labor.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Sweat equity
Yeah.
and sacrifice.
Right.
I've been saying it
Which
for a
Tony
long time.
said, by the way, Tony said the same thing, by the way, in different words.
While
He said the
disagreeing,
same thing in different words.
while at the same time disagreeing with us, but that's fine.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So
he
are you-
undermines his own statements.
Okay. Do you think, Leroy, if we take your definition of love, do you think?
Not my definition of love.
Okay, the definition of love. Do you think?
No. The most ancient definition of love that I've been able to
All
find.
right. Well, however
There
you
are
want
other
to describe
definitions
it,
of
brother.
love. You described several of them, and most of them were deficient. The ones you described.
Okay. The one we're going with is the garden hoe. The garden hoe love. Are we good with that?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say the tilling the ground. Let's say the tilling.
of the ground.
because
We will use that. Now, let Leroy give us some air to respond. Hold on,
right,
Leroy.
yeah, you know.
Go ahead.
Do you think that every person has the capability and the desire to go through the process that it takes to experience that type of love?
The
Yes.
answer is both a hell yes and a hell no. And most of it has to do with their level of exposure. And also, I agree with you so much, their desire at that time. One of the most beautiful explanations you gave was towards the beginning relative to the love of a mother. But before she was a mother, what was she?
A daughter.
She could have been anything
human.
before that. And then once she became the mother, she was willing to show that real love, that sacrificial love, that disciplined love for the child.
So what
It
did
might not never get to the mate.
So what are the people who don't want to pick up the tool and till the ground, what do they experience in the interim? Until they get to the point where they're ready to till the ground and go through the process that you described, what do they get in the interim?
They get what you've been describing.
That's exactly what I've been saying this whole time.
No,
Not
it's not what
everybody's
you've been
going to
saying.
till the ground. Not
Tony,
everyone's going to experience that
That's
type
Tony.
of love.
Tony, hold on.
That's not what you've been.
Tony, hold on one second, Leroy. Leroy and I just don't agree with you. We don't like the way you said it, Tony. Hey, Leroy, we appreciate you
Great
bringing
call,
Inglewood,
Leroy.
California in the building. Inglewood. Hey, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going back to the phone lines. My people are on the phones. They want to talk about Tony's insanity.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey LA, are you feeling the heat? LA DWP has rebates up to $225 on new air conditioners to help you beat the heat and save money. Plus, you can sign up for Level Pay to get predictable monthly bills for easy budgeting. Stay cool. Visit ladwp.com/COOL-LA. That's ladwp.com/COOL-LA.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
Girl, I have a secret. When I get stressed out, I get sweaty. That's why I use Secret Clinical Antiperspirant. It's like my own secret weapon. For 72 hours, I get Secret's strongest protection against sweat caused by stress, heat, and activity, because you know how crazy life can get. Plus, it's made with advanced odor fighters that don't just cover up smelliness. They help prevent it from happening in the first place. Believe me, if I weren't wearing Secret, I'd be a hot, smelly mess. Thankfully, Secret works.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Talk
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars, working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage, career-track jobs. The Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing around anti-discrimination, learn about union apprenticeship programs, or sign on to a trade registry, please visit www.lablackworkerscenter.org. That's lablackworkerscenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Make them say, I'm the colonel of the golden platinum tank. Y'all have the big things, we have the big bang. Third world hustlers, soldiers in combat. My time as dealers and wheelers with true tech. Never gave a damn about no bras or no winches. And fools come up short, I'm digging ditches. If we pulling strikes, commander in chief. If fools run around, I'm knocking out some heat. I'm down here slanging, rolling with these hustlers. Trying to get rid of all you haters and you busters. Stepping on toes, breaking fools nose. In the project, anything goes. Breaking fools off cause I'm a no-limit soldier. At ease, a salute, get past me the shh. Make them say,
Tony saying, Hey, the VOR, the voice of reason back in the building. KBLA Talk 1580. We're having a riveting discussion. Tony basically says most people, maybe 99.9% of all people, are spiritually defective and
I never said that.
can't experience unconditional love, so they have to tolerate diet love. They have to tolerate the bare minimum. Diet love, if you're just tuning in, is my definition for the bare minimum. You're not getting unconditional understanding, unconditional compromise, unconditional forgiveness, unconditional love. You're not getting that. You're getting what I can give to you in this moment. And Tony is saying that the majority of people who exist, who are in relationships, deserve to be where they are.
Until they reach a moment of enlightenment, until they decide that this is not enough, then I say, work on what you got. It's enough. It's enough for you.
It's enough for you for where you are.
For where you are right now.
Don't dream bigger.
No, dream bigger. There's nothing wrong with dreams, but you're gonna have to sustain yourself.
Just remember, it was a dream.
You have to sustain yourself in the process. So you either walk away from relationships until you get to a place of understanding that what you've wanted and what you've desired has been deficient. And it isn't that there aren't any good men out there. It isn't that there aren't any good women. It's you. You're the problem.
Yeah.
And it's your definition of love. And that definition has been tainted by what you've witnessed growing up. Mm-hmm. It's been tainted by social media, by marketing, by advertising. All of these things, you have allowed all of these outside influences to formulate your idea of love, which is not sustainable. It's not even desirable, but it's what you keep asking for.
Do you agree or disagree with my special guest, Tony Massey, author of several relationship books? What are the names of those books? He's also a top-level chef, private chef. If you want to book him, he's the guy.
Yeah,
What's the name of the books?
A Man's Guide to a Successful Affair. Unsolicited dating advice from an unqualified source.
Ooh.
And like Boaz, how modern day men can use the example of Boaz in courtship.
Here we go. Here we go. We got callers on the line. They all want to talk. Let's get them in here. Mimi, Jacksonville, talk to us.
Wow, those book titles are something, aren't they?
Hey, Mimi.
Hey, Zoe. Hey, Tony. Hey, everybody. I just want to say, you threw me off with the book titles, but I'm back. Wow. I don't really believe in diets. I believe in lifestyle changes. As a curvy woman, I just don't really do diets. I am who I am. You love it. And I do lifestyle changes. Like I'm leaning into semi-vegetarianism. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. If you come over here, it's curvy and it's all good.
Okay.
And if you don't like it, you know where to go. Get a size 2 or whatever.
Well, thank you, Mimi. We appreciate the insight. You brought Jacksonville, Florida in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. Let's get our brother Sean from Oakland, California on the line. Sean, get in here. Sean. Yo. Brother Sean, are you there? We lost Sean. Call us back, Sean. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. If your call is dropping, listen, call us back. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. Let's get Q from Los Angeles in here. Q, talk to us.
My brothers, blessings to you, each and every one of you and all the listeners.
Bless him, brother.
Brother, I have to agree with brother's name, Tony.
Tony.
The brother is right on point. You see, a lot of people want to believe in the Romeo and Juliet kind of love that has been sold to the after we've been indoctrinated into that concept. The brother Tony is right that not everybody has a desire or the abilities to go through those process has defined by society. It wasn't defined by the divine creator. It's society that has said that you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. Now, love is an instant thing. You don't have to go through that. That's how society has defined their concept of love as Romeo and Juliet. So I have to agree with the brother Tony's views on this subject matter.
Thank you, Q.
Brother Q, we appreciate the call. Long time no hear. Call
Why you
back
rushing?
anytime.
Why you rushing Q off
We
the phone?
gotta go, Q. Holla back at you, dog.
You ain't got questions for Q?
I ain't got no questions for Q.
Great call, Q. Thank you for calling in, brother.
Hey, great call, Q. Thanks for siding with Tony. But I ain't buying it. No, he's right. He's right.
Yeah.
Again, I am petitioning that we stop calling what 99% of what people are experiencing in relationships. I'm petitioning that we stop calling it love.
And I will sign that petition. I will second that.
It's not love.
Not.
It's selfish.
But it's the best that most of us can do.
Wow.
It's the best that most of us can do.
Wow.
Because we've grown up in a society that has not prioritized love.
So you saying most people have a palate for Swisher Sweets?
Yes.
And not cigar.
Absolutely. Now, okay, that is a great analogy, Zoe.
That's what you're saying.
So imagine, Zoe, I walk into the lounge with a friend, right? And I say, yo, Zoe, this is my partner, and I ask you what you're smoking. Like, we always ask that question, what you're smoking on. And you hand my friend, because he's my friend, you hand him one of your coveted, one of your good, the ones you got to go up to the back of the humidor and get.
Yes,
right?
Right.
And you hand the cigar to this gentleman. He takes 2 puffs and puts it down and then walks away after a long conversation because he's not accustomed to
wasted
that
it.
He wasted it.
Ruined it.
Ruined the cigar for you. Would you not have been better off just giving him a swisher and not trying to elevate him past his level of comfort or readiness? That's what I'm saying.
So, but
now if he wants to learn about cigars,
then that's another
process.
Yes.
But where he is right now, he's not ready for the Olivas. He's not ready for the Monte Cristos. He's not ready for that. He needs a swisher.
He needs a swisher.
He needs a Black and Mild. That's where he's at. A Live Optimo. He'll be fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to The Voice of Reason. We're going to give you a tutorial on how to have a Black and Mild styled love. You don't need an Arturo Fuente love or a Padron love.
All you're going to do is waste it.
You're going to waste it.
You're going to waste it.
You don't know what high quality loving is.
And there's nothing wrong with learning about it. But I understand that your appreciation for anything is limited to your capability to engage in it.
So
that's how competency works.
So this is what I want people to do. I want people to go out and buy this book. The book is called The Eye of the Eye by Dr. David R. Hawkins, MD. The Eye of the Eye. And when you buy that book, I want you to go to chapter 17, page 328 to 329. I'm sure you can read one page. Says something very profound. Q called in, Leroy called in. A lot of people have a misconception of love. There's a misnomer, right? They don't understand what it is. You get in a relationship, it feels good. Your partner feels good about it. You feel good about it. You think you're in love. But it's really not that.
Right.
Love, as I've always claimed, is synonymous with God. And if it's synonymous with God, you have access to God's agency.
Sure.
Within the relationship. That's my belief. The stuff that we're calling love, the thing that we're calling love, really is attachment, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Attachment styles, communication styles, upbringing, attachment wounds, central nervous system, dating each other, trauma bonding, all of that, shadow, all of that. And until you reconcile that, you won't be free enough. See, you have to experience a certain level of internal freedom in order to access the power of love, i.e. God, within yourself. If you can't do that,
agreed,
then you're going to have a different type of relationship. Dr. Hawking said this: love is misunderstood to be an emotion. Actually, it is a state of awareness, a way of being in the world, a way of seeing oneself and others. Love for God or nature or even one's pets opens the door to spiritual inspiration. The desire to make others happy overrides selfishness. The more we give love, the greater our capacity to do so. It is a good beginning practice to merely mentally wish others well in the course of a day in order to cultivate this love. Many people are not doing that. Love is a state of consciousness. It's not a set of behaviors or actions. And if you think it is, those things get old quick, and you're going to see how long this relationship lasts. When we come forward, more from the callers, because they're still ringing.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Biden administration officials say they'll help those impacted by Hurricane Idalia for as long as it takes.
He has directed us to do everything that we can to accelerate recovery wherever people are impacted by extreme weather.
Homeland Security Advisor Liz Sherwood Randall told reporters President Biden will visit areas hit hardest by the hurricane. She added that officials won't know the full extent of the damage for several days. Idalia, which has now been downgraded to a tropical storm, made landfall early Wednesday on Florida's Gulf Coast as a powerful Category 3 hurricane. Meanwhile, the U.S. Capitol attending physician says Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is medically cleared to continue his schedule after freezing up while taking questions from reporters. And that's the latest. I'm Esther Dillard from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side. All you got to do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? Call the accident guys to speak with a real expert attorney for a free consultation.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
If you're a veteran with a service-connected disability that is directly impacting your ability to work, resources are available to help you find employment. VA's Veteran Readiness and Employment, or VR&E, can assist you with finding a job that uses your existing skills. Or, if you're interested in exploring a new field, a VR&E counselor can help you determine the right education or training options for a new career. Find out if VR&E is right for you by visiting va.gov/VRE today.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried new Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Is your eyesight changing?
I can't read this anymore.
Don't lose hope. People just like you are working every day using Braille, screen magnification, speech technology, and other tools and blindness skills. Your eyesight may have changed, but your goals, they don't have to. We can help. Visit us on the web at blind.org. The National Federation of the Blind. Live the life you want.
You're listening to The Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, baby, your hips was getting big. Now you're getting thin, you don't care about your wig. Now, Wooly got a pair of my sneakers. Wonder
spot, on to the next spot, on to the next spot, on to the next. Skunk did a job, for me it won't rob, cause I smack you with a whole.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, the VOR back in the building. We've come full circle after having come forward. Tony Massey, tonight's topic is a heavy topic, man.
It's good stuff, though.
It is. It is. Tony is basically saying, you guys, until you do the work, you don't deserve the fruits of love.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And I want to address this real quick. I understand that my language is harsh, and I understand that I'm not using empathetic tone and delivery.
No.
But I believe that that's what's wrong with these conversations about love. We're trying so hard to placate people, and we're trying so hard to focus on their feelings. At some point, we have to just be real with people. You're not –
and say what?
You're not doing the work. You don't deserve what you think you want. And that's okay. That's
but
okay.
Who are we to say that to them?
People who have – okay.
I'm not an expert of their experience.
We're not, but we have done the work to go beyond the superficial, right? And I think that once you ascend to a certain level, however far your ascension is, you have a responsibility to reach back. But in reaching back, you have to be realistic about
who you're reaching back to,
and if they're able to come with you. Some people have to stay where they are, and that's fine. But this idea that everybody can go.
That everybody can go.
Everybody shouldn't go.
Like the Bible, 144,000.
That part.
It's 10 billion people here now.
And it's been that way since the beginning of time. But in the defense of the people who wrote the Bible, 144,000 seemed like a lot of people.
So Tony is the prophet of relationships, and in his book of
I'm not. No, I'm
Revelation
not. No.
relationships, he's saying he only taking 144,000.
No, I'm just saying the word billion didn't exist until the 80s. Like, we have to adjust for inflation.
Oh, my God. Let's get these callers in here. Sean, Oakland, California, get in here.
Hey, brother, another great show, great callers. You know, here's the thing, and you can totally disagree and debate this through the end of the world. You're missing something. What love is when you have a child being born. I don't care who you are on the face of this planet. When that child is born, I don't care if you're a good person, a bad person, a kind of weird person, or a silly person, or a whatever person. That is love. You will never, unless you're a really bad person, unless you're like one of these people that don't care about anybody else, when your child is born, you are completely in love. And you can go ahead and tell me about what you think about that, but I'm telling you, when that happens, you are completely in love. And you should be, because that is what you did along with someone else. And, and they could change the world, or they can make the world not good. I mean, my whole point here is that I think we're missing a point about the fact that love, that particular thing that we all talk about, oh yeah, it's real. It's real. And so when you have a child, bring them into this world, then you know what love is. You really do.
There you go. He done told you, Tone. He done told you. Hey, Sean, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you for bringing Oakland in the building. That was town business. He not playing with you. Ain't nobody playing with you right now, Tony.
Sean just described what love can be. But the idea that every single person who brings a child into the world experiences that is erroneous, and you know that.
It's erroneous?
It is. Not everyone experiences love because a child is born. If that's the case, then why do we have all of these parentless children out there?
So give me your top 3 reasons for why the majority of all human beings are in a diet love relationship scenario.
I thought you never asked. Number 1, they've never been challenged to try to go beyond the diet love because it's satisfying. No one's ever challenged their idea of love, and so they accept that their idea of love is love. And the idea that I have to do more to experience more is a difficult concept for I think most people. In my professional life, I'm a trainer. I'm a training professional. And when I tell you the ability to achieve competency in any given task is a very difficult one if the person who is performing the task doesn't believe that they can do it. The only way to verify the transfer of knowledge is you either know something or you can do something. But even then, you have to believe that it's possible, right? So the first thing is you have to have you have to believe that it's possible for you to experience it. Number 2, you have to be exposed to it. Now, one thing I do agree with Leroy is that exposure is the number 1 thing that prevents us from getting where we want to be or where we could be.
So Leroy touched the nerve.
No, he didn't touch. I agreed with him, but what I don't agree with is
he touched you up though.
No, he didn't. Don't do that. Don't do that.
He Chris Childs.
Come on. Come on, Zoe.
He two-pieced you.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. It's okay.
Anyway, but I don't think exposure alone is enough. I think we are exposed to a lot of things that we'll never get access to. I mean, I live in L.A. now. I've never seen so many Bentleys and Maseratis and all this other stuff. That doesn't mean I'm going to get one. I now know it's possible, but it still relies on me in order to get it. And then the last thing I'd say is, I don't think everyone is willing to do the work to sustain. If they were to get that type of love, I don't think they're willing to do the work to sustain it. I'll tell a quick story because I know we got to go to break. Mm-hmm. The first luxury vehicle I ever bought was a Lexus GX70. It was a Lexus SUV, right? And I was so proud that I could afford that truck. And I drove that truck everywhere, and windows down, music up, the whole 9. And then it was time for the first oil change. So I took it to Jiffy Lube, right? And the guy at Jiffy Lube said, "Yeah, you can't. I can't do the oil change here. You got to take it to Lexus for whatever reason. Take it to Lexus." They tell me the oil change is $450. What I learned on that day is what I want your listeners to know. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you can afford to maintain it.
Yeah. When we come forward, we going to Atlanta, Georgia. The phone lines are still popping. Let's do it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. KBLA Talk 1580 is inviting you to join us on Saturday, September 16th, 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. for our very first economic empowerment event for the community. This event is free and is powered by Caltrans. We're doing this in association with Rambo House, and here's Rambo to tell you more.
Contracts. I'm going to say it again for all of us small business owners out there. Contracts. Rambo House, KBLA, Tavis, me. Oh my God, this is going to be massive. I truly thank Caltrans for giving us the opportunity to focus on contracts. Listen, that's what it's all about to be a small business in LA. That's how we hire our own. That's how we expand our community is contracts. KBLA1580.com is for you to have a seat at our contracts-focused event. Contract Ready does it again. We had over 900 last time. So you guys know how exciting this is. And if you just think that you want to get into contracts, and you're close to it, bring your friends out for September 16th at the Marriott Hotel. Listen, you know where to register. KBLA1580.com. Come see me. I can't wait to see you. Let's do it, Tavis.
So be sure to go to KBLA1580.com for all the details. We'll see you Saturday, September 16th.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Step into my zone, mad rhymes will stifle ya. Lines like rifles go blast when I kick some. A lot of rappers be like one-time wonders. Couldn't say a fly rhyme if there was one right under their noses. I hate those motherfucking poses, but I'm so real to them it's scary. And with my unique skills, nah, you can't compare me. And no, we don't make whack tracks. And all the suckers get pushed back when I'm kicking real facts. I represent, set up shit like a tent boy. You're paranoid cause you're a son like Elroy. And you'd be happy as hell to get a record deal. Maybe your soul you'd sell to have.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR back in the building. My brother, Tony Massey, is in here. You know, he been on one all night. He's basically saying, buckle up, get ready for mediocrity. You're not putting no work in. You're not putting nothing in, so just get ready. Get ready for regular love, diet love. That's what you're telling us, right?
It's good enough for me. Absolutely. Why would I ask you to take on more than you're capable of appreciating?
Wow.
Why would I do that to you? That's not fair. Why would I do that to the person that you're in a relationship with? And if anybody should be co-signing what I'm saying, it's women.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that because women tend to mature faster than men, I think at least for some women, not all, they get a glimpse of the love that we're talking about a lot sooner than men do. And I think that if we can elevate them, at that point of understanding or at least awareness or even exposure, then it'll elevate men as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the time men will rise to the level of expectation that women have of them. You don't get anything because you don't expect anything.
Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, Nazarene X has to join this discussion from Atlanta, Georgia. Nazarene X, get in here.
Hey, yo, man, y'all been on fire, per usual. Look, I'm going to just do it like this. Pardon me if I misquote him, but again, just paying attention to our brother Miles Monroe. I heard him put love or provide a simple definition of love, and he put it as being motion and service to benefit someone else. So it's tied into sacrifice and giving freely, but I believe that real part of it, the thing that differentiates it from being any kind of lesser version than the full love, is the fact that within itself, it is not a selfish type of act and whatever doing or state of awareness that you're carrying. Even in terms of nature, I believe that was a great premise to lay forth that y'all spoke to earlier. In terms of nature, I believe, as you said, Uncle Zoe, with God being, or love being synonymous with God, I also see nature being synonymous the same. Mm-hmm. So in nature, even with gardening or tending, when you watch the seasons and all of that, I believe one of the tasks, if you will, of the farmer is to give back the first fruits of your crop to nature itself, not necessarily to consume it and worry about getting your direct nutrition. But again, it's just that giving of thanks or whatnot, being appreciated and immersed in the entire experience as it is. So I just think when you're doing something that's true to yourself and it benefits someone or a larger way of life or a larger community than just you alone, then even in discovering yourself and tapping into your purpose and seeing how you can benefit others through doing what you feel called to do, in that sense, those type of things are where the real love is sourced from. So those type of things you nourish yourself by just simply being a part of, you're nourishing others, and those that are in alignment, they can be nourished by that just the same. So everybody else, I don't know, is this whole you don't deserve it type of thing. It's mad funny when you really think about it, but it is just the awareness, like, who's to really call it. I think it's just drilling down on, like, all right, so what's this relationship about? How are we relating in the first place? Sometimes we'll even skip past that part. Like,
Good, I'm sorry.
What's up? No.
I think that so many people, and I'm reading the chat and I'm listening to you, so many people are so caught up in the word choice, worthiness, deserving, whatever. The reality is that if you have not completed or at least started the work to recognize.
Well, what is the work?
The work is self actualization, right? If you're still looking outward to get your needs met, then no, you're not worthy. Because here's the thing. And you don't deserve love, because what you're doing is you're asking someone to fill a void that was created by you and can only be filled by you. So do I really think you deserve to be put into the wild and impact other people's lives? No, you are a ticking time bomb. You are toxic. You need to do the inner work first. Most of the people looking for love don't even love themselves. So, yeah, I say the word deserve. And I know it sounds harsh when you say, well, you don't deserve this.
It's harsh.
Because we think that everyone deserves everything, but not everyone does. So what's the point of a meritocracy if everybody gets, the same?
So Dr. David R. Hawkins says it this way. He says, the more fear we have on the inside, the more our perception of the world is changed to a fearful, guarded, I heard somebody else. Guarded perspective. To the fearful person, this world is a terrifying place. To the angry person, this world is a chaos of frustration and vexation. To the guilty person, it is a world of temptation and sin, which they see everywhere. What we are holding inside colors our world.
Yes.
If we let go of guilt, we will see innocence. However, a guilt-ridden person will only see evil. The basic rule is that we focus on what we have repressed. Now, this leads, what you guys are saying right now is lined right up with that.
Yeah.
This is what the average person is experiencing.
Absolutely.
Nazarene X.
Great call.
Yes, sir.
What's your final? You got 20 seconds. Wrap it.
If our relationships in that breath were really about loving someone else, then I don't think arranged marriages would have had such a great impact. I believe the society that we live in has destroyed the family structure itself. So part of the environments that we're typically brought up in, they don't call for us to ask these questions of ourselves. But gratefully, we have shows such as this one, The Voice of Reason, where we can all come through, open our minds, open our hearts to soak up this game, apply this wisdom. This has been a fire show. I appreciate y'all. Just straight like that.
Thank you, brother. We
Appreciate
appreciate
it,
it. Thank you. Tone, your final thoughts, my friend.
My final thoughts is if you truly want to experience love in the way that it was designed to be experienced, then start with yourself. If you can truly love yourself unconditionally, if you can look yourself in the mirror every single day, and even if you don't like what you see, you can love what you see and embrace it, that's when you're worthy and deserving of expressing and receiving love from other people. Until then, do not force people to put themselves in situations that they're not ready for and you're not ready for, because that's the opposite of love.
Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Zoe Williams, and I agree with absolutely none of what Brother Tony is talking.
That's not true, because I'll be back.
No, seriously, though. I thought tonight was a very interesting topic because it did cover some of the things that we talk about, some of the themes we cover. You know, a lot of people are adverse to doing the work. They're adverse to going inside. And what we did in a jokingly kind of way here was to basically say there are a lot of things we do that hold us back from achieving what we say we want. A lot of people are very clear. If you want real love, you're going to have to sacrifice to get it. Yeah. And I always say you got to sacrifice your ego. That's the first thing that should be sacrificed, your ego. It is your ego that keeps you fearful. It is your ego that keeps you selfish. It is your ego that keeps you, wanting to win every time, right? Win every argument. And trust me, love is a fruitful state of consciousness, and it's rarefied, but it's worth it.
Absolutely.
We started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. I'll be back next week with another slew of topics. Up next, you already know what it is, Jill Monroe. You better RSVP with her to get all the info. We appreciate everybody for tapping in and tuning in. I'm the voice of reason. I'll see you next Monday.
How can I maintain with badness on my brain? I resort to violence. My killers move in silence like you don't know what I style is. New York killers are wild. My dogs is with it. You want it? Come and get it. Took it, then we split it. Damn right we did it. What the F you gon' do when we run up on you? Messing with the wrong crew. Don't know what we going through. I'ma have to show how easily we blow. Let me find out there's some more that's running with Joe. Nothing we can't handle. Break it up and dismantle. Light it up like a
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Biden administration officials say they'll help